Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to the Philosophy Sports Pod. Of course, it's Kelly Green week, so I know everyone is excited as the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Washington Commanders in the last regular season game of the year. Most important thing I would probably say for this game is, do you rest the starters or do you play the starters? If we go by history, especially with Nick Sirianni under his tenure, the Philadelphia Eagles have prided themselves on being the most healthiest team when it matters in January and, of course, in February. So my expectation for this upcoming week is that guys like Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, that offensive line, aging players, we're going to go ahead and get them off of their feet and allow some of your backups to get much needed reps. So I expect us to see a guy like Tanner McKee basically being our signal caller against the Washington Commanders. Another thing that this Philadelphia Eagles team has going for itself is the defense has been stellar all season, with plenty of backups getting plenty of quality reps as well as time. And just in case you don't know, yes, the Philadelphia Eagles will be taking on Josh Johnson. Yes, that same quarterback that we knocked out a few years ago in the NFC Championship game will be the starters. So it's a much needed break from taking on elite quarterbacks. You have to remember the Philadelphia Eagles just took on the reigning MVP in Josh Allen in rainy Buffalo and got the dub. So I have no doubt that even with the backups, that this Philadelphia Eagle team can get a win at Lincoln Financial Stadium and still have an opportunity to get that much needed 2 seed. Another thing that we need to be speaking on is look at this playoff picture. You have teams that are still chalking for position on where they're going to go as far as seeding. You have the Chicago Bears that are looking at that 2 seed with the win. You have the Philadelphia Eagles that can do no worse than the 3 seed. And then, of course, your NFC South champion that's either going to be between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That game will be decided at 4:30 p.m. this upcoming Saturday to decide who gets that 4 seed. Your 1 seed, it is looking like it's going to come down to the San Francisco 49ers taking on the upstart Seattle Seahawks for that 1 seed position. The Philadelphia Eagles played with their food, so unfortunately, at best, they can do is the 2 or the 3 seed. So what we're going to be looking at is when we do rest or do play starters, which team would we rather play? Inside the chat, I want you guys to maybe put who you would rather see. Would you rather see the Seahawks? Would you rather see the 49ers? Would you rather see the Rams or the Packers? There's a combination of things that can happen. The games have to actually play out before we see exactly who we will be facing. On a personal level, I would love the opportunity to maybe get a Packers team. We have to be honest with ourselves. They have a lot of injuries. We beat this same team in the regular season, as well as ending their season last year with a postseason win in Lincoln Financial. So who wouldn't love an opportunity to repeat history once again? We also have to look at, they were really clever with the schedule this year. So what they did was they flexed all of the games and they made sure that the Philadelphia Eagles game against the upstart Commanders team is going to take place at the same time as the Chicago Bears versus, yes, you guessed it, those stubborn Detroit Lions. So the game's going to be going on at the same time, so both teams won't have the opportunity to rest players or play players. Another thing that we have to ask ourselves is, if you had it your way and we were doing things like they had done just a few years ago, do you realize that not too long ago, the 1 and the 2 seed got a bye? So now you have more playoff teams, but only 1 team gets the bye. That's a huge advantage for that 1 seed to get that extra rest. It's much needed. It creates a little bit more competitiveness. But I am of the thought, with more games and your actual team being beaten up more, wouldn't it make more sense to go back to the older ways where less team gets in, but 2 teams get the actual bye? So that's another thing I would love to get some feedback on. Would you guys like it to go back to the older format, or do you guys enjoy that extra team getting in, but 1 less team getting a bye? Personally, when I'm thinking playoffs, I want to make sure that I get the best teams in. There's been a lot of blowouts taking place in the first round, and a lot of it has to do with the extra team being put in And it just doesn't make any sense for them to go in there and get the doors blown off, and now their season's coming to an end. Once again, I just want to say a big thank you and a big salute. Remember, this is Kelly Green Week, so go ahead and break out those shirts, those jerseys, and support the men in green this upcoming Sunday as they take on the Commanders. I, of course, B. Lizzle, your host here, am looking forward to watching the channel grow and watching you continue to support it. Thank you guys so much. We love you. Hey guys, while I already have you on, let me remind you, do not be afraid to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. We're trying to do our best to grow the actual channel one day at a time. I'm going to make sure that I'm pumping out as much content as possible. And of course, this upcoming weekend, picking some actual games that we are going to live stream. I want to make sure that you follow me on all social platforms. You can follow me on IG at BLizzle1. That's BLIZLE1 on IG, as well as the Philosophy Sports Pod on the actual IG as well. We're just trying to grow our channel at this time. We're doing our best to put out as much content as we can, and would love for you to join us.